to Fit Flow. We're going to start down sitting or kneeling, on our mats with our knees, with our feet tucked under. So we're just stretching out the ankles and the tops of the feet are flat on the floor. Just sitting or kneeling, nice and tall, lifting that breastbone. And if you really find it uncomfortable to kneel like this in the knees, you can pop a block underneath your bottom and just bring your legs hip width apart and just rest the weight on the block instead. Just trying to stretch out the tops of the ankles. Take a nice deep breath in, lift the breastbone to the sky. You can start to arch the upper spine, but keep that lumbar spine just with its regular curvature. You don't want to come back too far. And you're going to ensure that by pointing that tailbone down towards the ground. So keeping that pelvis nice and neutral. Pull the shoulder blades back in towards one another. You can let the arms open out so the palms face forward. Gazing up, pushing your chin up, letting that head come back and stretching through the front of the neck here. Just bringing your chin over towards the far corner of one side and really feel that stretch transfer into the side of the neck. There's a great big muscle here that twists your head and it gets really, really tight. So it's a pretty intense stretch. Take a deep breath in, come back into the center, pulling those shoulder blades back, twist that chin over the other way. Keep the head falling backwards, pushing the jaw up and forward. Take a deep breath in, come back into center. Come all the way back up, nice and tall. Stand that head up on top of the spine, keeping the shoulders depressed. Let the arms float up, sinking the shoulders as they do. Exhale, hands down in front. And again, taking a deep breath in, palms face forward. Let the shoulders sink. Lengthen through the sides of the body. Exhale the right hand down to the ground beside you. Pressing that left arm up and away. Really push your left hip out towards the left. You can soften that right elbow if you want to come in a little bit deeper. You can bring the gaze to face the ceiling or straight out in front. Inhale, come back up. Take another deep breath in. Let the shoulders sink as the arms rise. Lengthen through the sides of the body. Exhale, left hand comes down to the ground. Reach that right arm up to the far corner and really push your right hip over to the right. Bringing that length. You can bring your gaze up towards the ceiling or out in front, wherever is more comfortable, keeping that shoulder down, length between your ear and your shoulder. Take a deep breath in, come all the way back up and bring the hands onto the thighs. We're going to bring the hands out in front, spread the fingers wide, rocking up to all fours. Just flip your toes this time, so you're going to stretch through the soles of the feet as you sit your hips back into your heels. And pull back to all fours. Exhale, stretching into those toes, pressing into every toe. So big toe, and then just one at a time. Make sure each of the toes is grounded. And inhale back to all fours. One more time, press back into that stretch. And if you feel comfortable enough here, come all the way up and sit your bum down on your heels. Stretching through those toes, stretching through the sole of the foot. Deep breath in, reach up as you sink your base. Exhale, open that left arm to the front, right arm to the back, twisting that spine. Inhale, come up. And again, exhale, right hand to the front, left hand behind, revolve it round, lift the breastbone, inhale, come up, one more each way, exhale, left hand down, right hand back, inhale, reach it tall, and right hand forward, left hand back, lifting the breastbone, pressing in to those toes. Let that body weight sink in your heels. Inhale up, exhale. Come to all fours, gently releasing those feet. You can give them a little shake, a little tap on the ground. Get the blood flow coming back into those toes. Spreading the hands nice and wide. Make sure the knees are under the hips, hip width apart in your base, and press your left heel out behind you. Flexing that foot, square the pelvis by imagining that you're scissoring and pulling that right hip bone up as you let that left hip bone drop. The pelvis is nice and square. Go ahead, bend the knee, bring the sole of the foot to face the ceiling. Point the big toe up to the ceiling and draw a great big circle, as big as you can, keeping that knee nice and high. And then go the other way, circling in those ankles. You've stretched them out. And now flexing that foot, press your heel back out. Point the toe again with a straight leg and tap that toe to the ground. Squeeze up. Tap to the ground, squeeze those glutes. So you're squeezing through your bottom, keeping that pelvis nice and square. Keep scissoring the hips. Touch, squeeze it back. And squeeze it back. Two more. Last one, we're going to hold up nice and high. Keep that leg poker straight, point the toes. Go ahead, give it a little pulse. Squeezing through the glutes in that top range. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring this left knee in to touch your left elbow. Nice and high to the body. Exhale, point the toe back behind you. Pull the knee into the elbow. Point the toe away. Keep that pelvis square. 2 more times. Keep the knee high to the body. Try to touch even the back of the triceps rather than below the joint. You want to be above the joint. Pull it in nice and high. Activate those abs. Press it out. Come back to all fours. Go ahead, rock it out, shake it out. Get comfortable here. Spread your fingers. Press into your fingertips. Create that little tent between your floor and the palm of your hand. Rotate the inner elbow. Nice deep breath in, pressing that right heel back behind you. Foot is flexed. Scissor the hips. Pelvis is nice and centered. Your body weight's as centered as you can be. Engage those tummy muscles. Bringing and bending this back knee to 90-degree bend. Sole of the foot faces the ceiling. Go ahead, point the toes. Draw a great big exaggerated circle with that big toe. You might hear a little bit of clicking and clunking, and then go the other way. And then coming back to that flexed foot, straighten that heel out, lead with the heel. Point the toes, lengthen through that leg. Nice and poker straight in the leg, touch the toes to the ground, squeeze through the glutes, come back. Keeping the pelvis level and touch, squeeze it up. And squeeze, keep pointing that big toe away, keep balancing and centering through your base. Engage those abs. Squeeze it back. Using those glutes, squeeze it up. Keeping the leg straight is important here. So really focus on keeping that knee long and straight. 3 more. 2. And 1. We're going to hold and pulse right at the top here. Keep pointing the toes as if you're reaching the toes back behind you. Pulse it here right in this highest range. 4, 3, 2. Now bringing this right knee to the tricep or the top of that right elbow. Press away. Again, bring it in nice and tight. Use those tummy muscles to keep the leg high to the body. And again, pull it in, touch, press away. Pull it in to touch and reach that toe back. Come back to all fours. Go ahead, shake out the wrists, rock the hips, flip your toes. Press those hips up and back. Come into your first down dog. So if you need to keep your knees bent at first to get that nice stretch in the spine, then just make sure you have a soft knee. Sinking the chest in towards the thighs. Let the head dangle. Draw that belly up and under. Start to pedal the legs now, whether you have them straight or bent. You're going to rock from one side to the other and really exaggerate the pedal by dropping the hips from side to side as you do that. Keep breathing nice and deep. And coming back into center. Just walk your hands back here to a forward fold. Your feet and legs are hip width apart. Letting the head hang. So again, if you want more of a stretch in the lower back, then keep your knees softly bent. If you feel you have that flexibility in the hamstrings already, you can straighten them out and really focus on rolling the body weight through the balls of the feet, evenly through the big toe as well as the baby toe. Take a deep breath in, come to flat back, hands to the shins. Pull the shoulders back and away, press your chest forward, gaze just ahead of you on your mat. Deep inhale, exhale, bend your left knee, palm your left hand either to the ground or the block in front of your feet. Reach that right arm up. Okay, stay nice and straight in this right leg and try to distribute the weight through that right foot nice and evenly. Lifting that breastbone out a little bit further on your next inhale. Really try to open out. Stay grounded in that right foot. Exhale, we're going to come across and swap sides. Bend that right leg, straighten in the left. The right hand goes to the block or the earth in front of the feet and open that left arm up. Stack the shoulders, one on top of the other. Really trying to open the chest out without hunching the shoulders. We're trying to stay nice and long in the neck. Really try to open that breastbone out on your next inhale, sinking if you need to even deeper into that right side. Ground your left foot nice and even. Exhale, come back into your forward fold. Softly pedal those knees out and you can land either in a bent knee position or a straight leg position. Whatever works for you. Go ahead and walk those hands back out and we're going to land in plank. Holding the plank, make sure the energy is leaving through the heels. Draw the belly up and under. Engaging those abs in pushing the energy out through the heels. We're going to rock forward on those toes and come right onto the tiptoes. Bring the chin forward. Press back into the heels. Right into those tiptoes. Press back into the heels. And again, rolling forward. Press it back. 2 more times. Rolling forward. Press back into the heels. Last time, roll forward, stay here With or without knees, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lifting out of the knees if it's comfortable. Really feel that stretch through the spine. Lengthen through the neck, pull the shoulder blades down and back. Go ahead, throw in that same stretch we did at the beginning by bringing the chin up and out to the corner. Inhale back into center, and as you breathe out, come the other way. Come back to center, roll back to a plank here, with or without your knees, a second chaturanga, push to plank, lift the hips, down dog. Pedal out, shake out. Let that head dangle. Come down onto your knees. Just walk your hands in to face one another. Slight stretch here by rocking side to side. Bring those hands out to the outside edge. Again, rock from side to side. Engage the abs. And last time, we're going to bring your left hand onto the top side and press into the top of that wrist. Try to straighten that left elbow and press your body weight slightly backwards. Shake it out. Same on the right side. Let the top of the hand rest right into the wrists. Go ahead, straighten that arm as much as you can and press back a little bit. Just a quick wrist stretch here. And shake it out. Press back to your down dog. Lift your hips. Draw the belly up and under. Go ahead, pedal the legs. Everything's starting to feel a little bit looser, a little bit warmer. So just see how it feels with slightly straighter legs. Take a deep breath in. Bring this right hand to grab your left ankle. Look underneath your arm towards the ceiling. And exhale, bring it to the other side. Left hand reaches down, grabs as low down the leg or to grab the ankle. Look underneath your arm towards the ceiling. Let your head hang. Try to stay centered. Don't lean to one side. Come back here to down dog. Go ahead, pedal, get comfortable here. You can keep the knees bent if you need that stretch in your spine. Sink the chest. Deep breath in, right leg comes up. Let's open this out, stretching through the hip flexors by bringing that pelvis and stacking that right side on top of the left. Stretching through the right side body. Straighten the leg so this leg can be used as a lever to deepen that stretch. Stay centered here in this left heel. Now moving forward, you're going to bring this right knee to touch the right tricep. Hold this knee as high up the tricep as you can and slide it all the way down to your wrist. Now pull it back up to your tricep, slide it down to your wrist. Back up to your tricep as high as you can, slide it down. Two more. Pull up and slide it down. One more. Pull up and slide it down. You're going to lift that knee to the chest, step that foot through and land down in a low crescent lunge. Flip the back foot. Nice length and you've got this back leg as far back as you can. Come on up, reach the arms and make sure you bring that pelvis under so that your tailbone is pointing down to the ground. Reaching up as you sink your shoulder blades. Gaze up or straight ahead. Sink lower without letting that pelvis rock backwards. So tailbone stays pointing to the ground. Sink as far forward as you can with that neutral pelvis. Arms back by the ears. Really pulling those shoulder blades down and back. Deep breath in. We're going to bring this left hand down on the exhale. Line your fingers and your toes up. Open up to a simple twist here. Reach that right arm. Exhale, this right hand comes down, left arm reaches up. Try to stay centered in the pelvis here. It's kind of tempting to want to open out. So we're trying to twist and open up the upper body, but keep the left pelvis nice and level with the right. Easier said than done, but that's the goal. Feel that nice deep stretch in that front hip as well as the back hip flexor. Exhale, hands down. Flip the back toes and come on back to plank. Chaturanga here, elbows to the ribs. Inhale, up dog. Back to a plank, again with the chaturanga. Push it back, lift the hips. Pedal. Deep breath in, left leg goes up. Open this out, stack the pelvis, so left hip bone right on top of the right. Feel that nice deep stretch through the left side body, all through the left hip. Stay centered in this right heel, really sink down into it. Go ahead, straighten the left leg and use the weight of that leg as a lever to pull that stretch even deeper. Exhale, this left knee's coming into the left tricep. Move the body forward. Hold it high. Slide to the wrist. Pull to the arm and slide to the wrist. Pull up to the tricep as high as you can. Slide it down. 2 more. Pull up. Slide it down. 1 more. Pull up and slide it down. Come back up, bring this knee to the chest, step the left leg through, ground the right knee, flip the right foot. Nice and low and long in this lunge. Inhale up, reach tall. Go ahead, tuck your pelvis, just that minor adjustment with that little tuck so the pelvis is now neutral. Feeling that stretch through the front hip flexor, you can sink in deeper. Interlace those hands if you want and bring those arms back by the ears. Stay tucked under with that tailbone. Deep breath in, exhale, right hand comes down, line the fingers and the toes, lift the left arm. Open it out for that simple stretch. Inhale, come back through all the way up with length. Exhale, left hand inside the left foot. Open the right arm. Again, you're trying to keep your right hip bone facing the same direction as the left hip bone, keeping the pelvis neutral and creating this twist in the spine. Really try to open out. Exhale, right hand down, flip the back toe, step back to your plank. Hold it here. Slightly tip forward. Now chaturanga, elbows in. Inhale, up dog. Bring it back. Chaturanga. Push to plank. Send it back, down dog. Pedal the legs. Let your head hang. Rock your hips. Really encouraging those heels down to the ground. Let your head dangle. Feel that nice stretch through the chest, through the upper back. Lower down onto your right elbow and reach your left hand further forward. Keeping those hips up, walk your feet in a little bit. Take your left leg up, open out. Twist it, rock the pelvis so it's stacked. Let the head hang. Push down into that right heel. Straighten that leg, deepen the stretch. Exhale now. This time, this left knee is going to come in and try to come into the inside of the right elbow. Nice and high to the body. Open it back out. Again, pull it in high, bending through that left elbow as you need to, moving forward. Hold. 2 more. One more time. And open up. Come back into your proper or high down dog and exhale this left knee into the chest. Shift your body weight forward and step it through. Fingertips either to the blocks or the corners of the mat. Walk this left foot to the center. Push up, warrior 3. Level the pelvis off. You can bring the arms out to balance if you want to. Palms either facing the ceiling or the back of the wall. Whatever feels more balanced for you. Bring that right knee in to touch the back of the left. Push out. Bring it in to touch. Push out. Bring it in to touch. Push out. Leading with the heel as you go back. Guiding with that knee as you come forward. 2 more. Last time, stay here. Bring your left hand down to the block or the corner of the mat if it's not already. And start to twist your back toes, your knee, your hip, and your gaze out to the side. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Try to balance as much through the foot as you can and just use those fingers as assistance. Exhale, right hand down. Step your right leg down and heel toe your left leg out to hip width again. Come up to a high lunge. Reach tall. Sink low in that front heel. You may need to wiggle your feet or your foot further forward. Arms back by the ears. Sink the shoulders. Tuck your pelvis. Lower that back knee. Press it up. Lower the knee. Press it up. Lower the knee. Press it up. 2 more. One more time. Lower. Stay right here. Exhale, right elbow down to that right knee. Palm your hands and lift the breastbone up and out to the side as you stack your shoulders. Look behind you. Come back in and take your right hand to the center line on the mat. You're going to step back with this left leg and come to a right side plank. Arching that right side body. Bring your hand behind your head. Come into a tuck for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on back, plank, chaturanga. Up dog. Plank, chaturanga. Down dog. Pedal. Well done. Woo. All right, we're going to have a breather here. Whether you want to do that in child's pose or in down dog is up to you. We're going to give ourselves about a minute. Letting that head hang, sinking the chest. Feel that length coming all the way through the back of the body. Feel free to move around if you are in down dog. You don't have to stay static, especially if you feel tension building. All right, meeting me in down dog if you're not already there. Come down onto your left elbow, reach that right hand forward. Take your right leg up, open this out, stack the pelvis. Deep breath in, exhale, right knee inside the left elbow, pressing through that right arm and using that strength in your right bicep to balance you through. Keep the knee high to the body. And you got 2 more here. One more time. All right, coming back into that high down dog. Exhale, bring that knee into the chest, step it through. Heel toe, the foot to the center. Bring your fingers to the blocks or the corners of the mat, warrior 3. Flex your back foot and draw your navel up towards your spine. Arms out to balance. You can either have the palms facing up or the palms facing back. Find that comfortable balance. Bring your left knee to touch the back of the right. Push it out. Lead with the heel when you go back. Pull it in tight. Go as low as you can. Press it away. You have 2 more. One more time. Tuck it in. Press it out. Fingertips down, right fingers down to the block. Start to twist and open the left toe, knee, hip, chest out to the left side of the room. Lift the left arm, stacking your shoulders as much as you can. Opening out. Take your time. If your gaze is more stable at the ground, just stay with that and then just gently work it round in your own time. Exhale, bring this left hand back down, step that left leg back, heel toe the right leg out to the side so you're now hip width in your base. Come on up, high lunge. Interlace the fingers, arms back behind the ears. Drop your shoulders, sink. Keep that pelvis tucked. Lower, press. Lower and press. Sink down, press. Try to keep your chin up, your gaze up. If you look down, you're going to lean forward, so try to look up as much as you can. And last time, we're going to go down, stay there. Left elbow, right knee. Palm your hands together, press them into the breastbone as you lift out to look behind you. Stacking your shoulders. Exhale, come back round, take your left hand to the center of the mat, stacking your shoulders, come back to left side plank. Hand behind the head, Tuck it in for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Come back to plank. Chaturanga, up dog. Plank, chaturanga, down dog. Well done. Pedal out. Come on down to child's pose. Knees a little wider than the torso. Touch the toes. Press your hips to your heels. Or walk or rock from side to side. Hips to heels. Then bring your head down to the mat. Reach your arms forward. Pressing into those fingertips just to try to bring a little more length through the back of the body. Walk your hands over to the left and grab your left hand over your right hand over your left wrist. Pushing that right buttock down into that right heel. Really feel that stretch all the way through the back of the right rib cage, in the triceps, in, down into the lower back. Walking your hands with that length all the way over to the right. And same again, left hand wraps around the right wrist, head into the mat. Pushing that left hip into your left heel. And feel that length increase through the rib cage, through the triceps, the back of the shoulder. Walking back round to center. Gently push up, flip the toes, down dog, pedal out, get comfortable. Heel toe your feet so that they're now at a 45-degree angle and your toes are facing out to the edges of the room as your heels are facing each other. Sink into your knees, into your chest. Walk the hands back and sink down into a yogic squat. Try to keep your heels grounded. Push the insides of the knees apart with your elbows or your triceps. Lift the breastbone. Try to keep those heels down as much as you can. If you're really having trouble keeping your heels grounded, do one at a time so you can use your hands as support and you can lean from side to side just to get that length and that stretch all the way down into that Achilles tendon, into the soleus muscle there, which can be super, super tight, especially if you wear heels, which I know you all do. I don't think one of you probably wears heels, but hey. Lifting that breastbone, lift your chin. Keep pushing into the insides of the legs. You're really stretching that hip capsule. Bring your hands down in front. We're going to come into an arm balance. We're going to keep the legs on the back of the triceps. Lift the chin and just taking one foot at a time off of the ground. Keep your chin up. That's key here. Engage those tummy muscles. Come back down. So this time you're going to come back down with lifted heels. Staying onto the balls of the feet, really push the heels up and press down into the ball of the foot. Lift the arms. We're going to come up through the balls of the feet and now we're going to try to sink all the way back down. Try to keep those heels high. You're just balancing here through the balls of the feet. Come up. And sink down. Nice control here. And we're going to go one more time. Push up, right up onto the balls of the feet. Reach up, take those arms out. to the side. Keep lifting the heels, activating the back of the lower leg. Lower down and shake it out. Well done. Okay, turning around, and we're going to come down to a yogic squat facing the end of our mat, or right at the end of the mat. Sink down, elbows in, try to ground the heels again this time. Push into the inner thigh. We're going to take this left hand down in front of us, push into the right knee and open out as far as you can without lifting that left heel. So you're trying to twist and push on that right hip and open up to look behind you. Okay, same on the other side, right hand down, push that left elbow into the inside of the knee, really opening out that hip and looking behind you, keeping the heel grounded if you can. And coming back into the yogic squat, sink your bottom all the way down to the ground and take those hands down to balance. Come into a seated position, nice and tall. Shake out the legs. Soft knee, rest on the tops and the centers of the heel. Reach up tall. We're going to bring this right elbow either to a block or to the mat behind us. Stack the elbow under the shoulder. Reach the left arm up and over and straighten out the legs. Point the toes. Reach it back. Now open the breastbone a little further towards the ceiling. Reaching back. Come back up. So we're going to stay on the same side. You can either do that again, or you can bend this left knee in and rest on the top of your left foot, stretching through the quads here. We're going to do the exact same thing. So you choose whether you want to keep your legs out in front or whether you want to come into this quad and hip flexor stretch. I'm going to come down slowly onto the elbow again, or the block. Reach it up and back. And now reach it open. Let the head fall back. Inhale, come all the way back up. Taking this leg out in front. Same on the other side now. Sitting up nice and tall, soft bend, resting right on the center of the heel. Take that left elbow down and back. Reach the right arm back. Stacking the shoulder on top of that elbow, reaching and opening that breastbone up towards the ceiling. And inhale, push it back up. Take the right leg behind you, bending the knee, resting on the top of this right foot. Nice and tall. Same again, you're going to come down onto that elbow, reach up and back, and then open up. You're keeping that pelvis nice and tucked. You'll feel that more through the hip flexor if you keep that pelvis in the right position. So don't let your back arch and your pelvis just rock back. Sinking in as low as you can. Inhale, slowly come up and take those legs out in front. Come down onto the ground, hands resting on the thighs. Roll your right shoulder under and then your left, resting right on the tops of the heels there, pointing the toes to the ceiling. We're going to squeeze up to touch the top of the knees, come back down, up to touch, down. Keep your chin in neutral position, so you're keeping it kind of tucked, but making sure that it's facing forward and not down. Reach, try to touch the very top of the knee before you start to slide back down. Keep going. Keep breathing. Stay relaxed in the shoulders. We're not engaging those hip flexors. We're nice and rested on the heels. on the center of the heel. Squeeze it up. 10 more here. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold this one up. Hold it here. Just hold it. Breathe. Lift your breastbone. Now reaching the hands so the palms face the ceiling. If you can, go ahead, take those heels off of the ground and start to straighten the legs. Now lift that breastbone in towards the thighs as you lift the legs as high as you can. Reaching. Breathing. We're going to come down. We're going to take the legs and the arms out in a star and control it all the way down onto the ground. Well done. Take a rest. Let that body weight sink down into the earth. We're going to just slowly roll over onto our tummies. Hands underneath the shoulders. Root the hips. Root the pelvis. Now lift the legs off of the ground and engage the glutes. The upper body's relaxed. Scissor those legs. Keep the legs as straight as you can if you want more work in the bottom, in the glutes. If you bend the knee, you're bringing the hamstrings into play. So you choose. Keeping that neck in neutral. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it down to rest. Take your left arm out in a T, pushing up onto the fingertips of the right hand underneath your shoulder. You're going to roll this right leg back over the left and stretch out through this left chest area, through the front of the shoulder, into the biceps. The higher up this left arm is, the deeper the stretch. And if you really are flexible in that area, you may be able to bend your elbow into cactus. Just staying here and breathing through. Try to relax through the shoulder, through the arm. Roll back onto your tummy. Come back with that left hand under the shoulder. Root the hips, root the pelvis, engage the glutes, lift the legs. Neck in neutral, upper body's relaxed. Go ahead, scissor these legs, keep them straight. And 4 more. 3 more. 2. And last one. Take your right arm out in a T. Left fingertips underneath the left shoulder. Roll it open and bring the right hand or arm up as high as you can for a deeper stretch. Or you can either go ahead and bend the elbow. You may be better on one side than the other, so just feel it out before you force yourself into a stretch that may injure you, because this is a pretty intense stretch. Deep inhales and exhales. Try to relax into it. Let that shoulder open out. Let go of those chest muscles. Deep inhale here. As you breathe out, slowly release that stretch. Bring the right hand back underneath your shoulder blades. Bring your arms out in a T again. Now palms are facing the ground. You're going to squeeze and lift through the rib cage, and now pulse to squeeze those shoulder blades in towards each other. Squeeze, squeeze. Lift the rib cage even further as you squeeze it back. Keep your neck in neutral. You're gazing at the ground. Working hard through the upper back here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a rest. Hands under the shoulders. Push to all fours. Come into that all four position. Hands underneath your shoulders. Knees directly under the hips. Rock from side to side. Draw your belly up and under. Rounding that spine here. Stretch it out. Tuck that tailbone. Tuck the chin. Inhale, lift away. Press it out. Again, rounding up through the lower belly. And inhale. Press away. Come back to neutral, flip the toes, lift your hips up and back. Go ahead, pedal the legs. Walk the hands back to the feet, into a forward fold. Take the hands around the back of the legs and use them as leverage. And ease your chest in a little bit closer. Rolling forward through the balls of the feet. Release the arms, bend the knees, power all the way up, reach tall, open out for a spine twist. Inhale, open out again the other way. Inhale. And exhale, hands to the heart. Bring that chin down to the chest. Feel that stretch through the base of the neck. Down in through the shoulder blades. If you want to make that stretch deeper, make a little cradle with your hands and place them on the back of the head. Let the elbows fall in. Keeping the spine really tall. Just letting that stretch hit into the neck and through the middle of the shoulder blades. Bringing the chin over to one side, stretching into that angle by pushing gently with the weight of your hands or your arms. Come back to center. Pull down a little bit further and roll the other way. Come back into center. Inhale, gently releasing the weight of the hands. Come into your nice tall mountain, palms face forward. And give yourselves a clap. Well done. That was awesome. I will see you again at HIIT. Take care, my loves.